Hey guys, this is Kristen at Cooking in the County, and this is broccoli week. Now don't get too angry that it's healthy. It's really not gonna be healthy food. We did a broccoli and cauliflower salad yesterday, and that was so yummy. Brought it to the Easter dinner, and a lot of people loved it. Felt it was a little bit sweet, so you could cut back a little bit on the sugar if you wanted to, but if not, it was really yummy. Today we are doing a beef and broccoli, but beef with a gravy and broccoli. You can put it over either mashed potatoes or rice. We're gonna do rice tonight for supper, but I did do a mashed potato video, and I will put that in the description below just in case you wanna know how to make my mashed potatoes. So, beef and broccoli today. So here's a list of ingredients you're gonna need to make this beef and broccoli.
I used 1 pound of stewed beef, salt, pepper, and garlic, 3 tablespoons of oil, half an onion chopped and diced, 32 ounces of beef broth, 3 tablespoons of onion soup mix, 1.5 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 3 tablespoons of very cold water, and 10 ounces of frozen broccoli florets.
Okay, first thing we're gonna do is brown our beef, our stew beef. That's what I'm gonna use because it's gonna cook in a crock pot all day. So it's okay to use this. It's gonna be really, really tender. This is 1 pound of stew beef, and we're gonna add it to our pan here. And we're just gonna get it browned up. If I can get it out of the bag. Okay. Around here to this. Probably should have oiled my pan. Put oil in now. About that. And salt, pepper, and garlic. And we're just gonna get this brown. We're not trying to cook the meat. We're just trying to brown it. And then we're gonna throw it in our crock pot. If you've watched any of my videos, if we're doing crock pot, I always turn my crock pot on first. Let it get warmed up, because we're gonna be putting some hot food into it. I just like to have my crock pot warmed up. You don't have to do that. It's just something I do. This is still a little frozen. There. Okay. I'm gonna brown this up. And as soon as this is browned up, I'll come right back and I'll show you the rest of it. Very quick, really easy. It's gonna cook in the crock pot all day. We're gonna throw some broccoli in it at the end. And we're either gonna cook some rice, which is what I'm gonna do, or you're gonna make some mashed potatoes. Okay, our beef is browning up. Now we're gonna saute a few onions. I'm just gonna move it to the side, turn down the heat a little bit, medium. Add just a small amount of oil. And I have a half an onion chopped up. If you want more onion, you add more onion. Like I always say, it's your kitchen, you do you. So I'm gonna saute these onions just a little bit. Smells so good. Okay, I'm gonna shut this right off. And you're gonna know that there's some nice brown bits on the bottom of this pan. And we wanna pick that up and we wanna put that in our beef and broccoli because that's gonna make our gravy really yummy. Can you see me? So we're just gonna add a little bit of our beef broth and we're just gonna scrape the bottom. We're shutting the heat right off. We just wanna get all those bits on the bottom. Just takes a second just to scoop it up. You can hear it. That's gonna flavor our gravy. Give us lots of beef flavor. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, so we're gonna move over here and we're gonna start adding our ingredients to our crock pot. It's gonna be on low for about 6 hours or about 4 hours on high. Crock pot is already on high because I like to warm it up. I'm gonna take our beef, onion, and our little bit of bone broth here. Put this into our crock pot. Not making too much of a mess. scrape it because that's where all the flavor is. We want to put that in our crock pot. Okay. All right, to this, we are adding the beefy onion, French onion soup mix, 3 tablespoons of this. Oh, I have such a hard time opening packages for some reason. Okay, 3 tablespoons of this, not the whole thing. I think it can get really salty. Okay, so 3 of this. And I have, we always love when I try to say this, Worcestershire sauce, 1.5 tablespoons, and I use the low sodium because I think we got a lot of salt going on here anyway. So 1 tablespoon, and eyeball it, half. Okay, I'm just gonna mix that a little bit to get the soup mix mixed in there. And then we're gonna add the rest of this box, 32 ounces of beef broth. And we're gonna let this simmer all day, 4 hours on high, 6 hours on low. And then just before it's time to eat, we're gonna make a slurry of cornstarch and some water. It's gonna thicken that up. We're gonna throw in our broccoli and we're gonna make some rice, and dinner is ready. Our beef and broth have been cooking for about 5 hours. So everything is done. I'm going to show you how tender this meat is. If I can even get a piece without it falling apart. You see this? It just falls apart. So tender and very, very flavorful. Yeah. Okay, the next step is we're going to add our cornstarch slurry, I think is what they call it. I have 3 tablespoons of very cold water in here. 3 tablespoons, yes. And 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm just gonna whisk that together. So it's basically all dissolved. All we're gonna do is add it to our broth here. And we're gonna put the cover back on and we're gonna let this thicken up for about 15 minutes. Stir it all in there. I feel like it takes a little longer to have your sauce thicken up in your crock pot, but it shouldn't take any longer than about 15 minutes. And you don't want it thick, really, really thick, because you're gonna put this over rice or mashed potatoes. So everyone decided they wanted mashed potatoes tonight to go with this, so that's what we're gonna go with, is mashed potatoes, no rice. But this will be really delicious over rice as well. So let's give it about 15 minutes and see if it will thicken up. It's been 15 minutes. It has thickened up, but it's not going to be a very, very thick gravy, and you don't want that because you want it to be nice and juicy. So I have cooked my steamable broccoli to the instructions on the bag. So the broccoli is already all cooked. We're just going to add it right to our crock pot here. Stir it all in. It's already cooked, all warm. This looks delicious. So I have my mashed potatoes all done and ready to go. If you want to know how I make my mashed potatoes, I'm going to put my video in the link below and you can check that video out. Okay, so we're just going to spoon this potatoes. That looks delicious. Let's try beef. That is so quick, so easy, and so delicious. I really hope you guys try it, and I hope you love it. As always, if you would like my videos, please consider subscribing and clicking the little bell button so you always know when I post a video. And please give me a big fat thumbs up if you're liking my videos. Thanks, guys.